Hello and welcome into our collective week ahead card pull. I'm coming in here on Sunday evening, early evening, to tap into our collective energies for the week ahead. So if you're catching this over on the Marco Polo Empowerment Sharecast, you know what we do. This is where we tap in every week to our collective energies with some tarot and oracle cards. We talk about the astrological weather that's on deck for the week, and then I make it available to you if you would like for a personal card pull for you to see how that is aligning with the collective cards that we bring forward here. If you're catching this on one of my social media spaces, I am Marissa from 𝓘𝓻 𝓸𝓽, and this is a sample of what I offer over there on my Empowerment Sharecast that's free. It's tucked away from the noise of social media. I'm able to quickly share with you some card pulls and messages that you can just kind of pop in and watch a la carte as you feel guided. And then again, if you would like a personal card pull, I do offer them complimentary as well. So we're going to dive in here. It's a big week. It's a busy week. I have a lot going on personally. I've been talking about this for months. My oldest child is graduating this week. It's here. It's happening. It's a lot. So for me, I'm kind of in all the feels about this week coming in. But for everyone else too, as I know we all have been moving through a lot of different milestone moments and shifts and changes in this period where we are in this transformation into abundance, right? This metamorphosis process that we're moving through right now, where we may find ourselves on either side of this beautiful portal we see. Yes, I left this here because I just wanted to share with you the card that came forward for the 6/6 portal new moon in Gemini that we all just moved through last Thursday on the 6th. And I thought it was really beautiful that this is the card that came forward, not just because it is the new moon card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle from Stacey DeMarco, but it's showing us this number 2, which this is the second week of June that we're crossing into now. We've come through that 6/6 portal. We're sort of riding out the residual waves from that new moon in Gemini, which was really putting a spotlight, a focus on relationships and dynamics of them, and most especially how we are greeting those relationships and how we've been noticing, and this was a key theme that I shared last week, keep calm and carry on. It's the way that we experience it and who we show up as in these cases. And so I just kind of wanted to leave this here for us because I think it has really been serving, especially as I was moving through all of the new moon empowerment readings and all the amazing personal messages that came up for so many of you, that we were tapping into how you can best work with this potent energy. And so we were seeing this contrast in the landscape, this sort of winterscape versus this lush green spring or summerscape, which feels really connected to the fact that we are building up to solstice, and that no matter where you are in the world, whether you're going to be greeting and ushering in summer or winter, that we find ourselves at this place and experiencing these different elements and the weather and the seasons one way or another. So it's a good place for us to check in there to kind of see what's coming up for us this second week of the month. And then, of course, we're going to pull another card from this absolutely gorgeous Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle deck. I am so enjoying this. I've been pulling one of these for everyone every chance I get when we're doing our collective messages. And, of course, all building up to solstice. So sort of offering around all of that, I have a solstice spread that's available now as a seasonal special for anyone who's interested, whether you want summer or winter. You will see through the booking link that I share in my social media spaces in my bio. You can comment, reach out, and we'll get you set up to dive in, because I'll be setting up my summer solstice altar here in the coming days to really prepare for that. And this has been key in really influencing a lot of the themes and energies that are coming through. So I can't wait to accent this week's card pull with one of these. But first and foremost, we are going to get into this beautiful, beautiful deck, the Tarot of Oneness by Robin Voisey. This is the deck that we are working with this month. So gorgeous. I even used it for the new moon and just absolutely adore all the messages that were coming forward and how beautifully they were being depicted. So without further ado, we're going to dive into this. How about we spray Cosmos again? I've really been connecting in with this energy of expand. So we're going to bring into our collective card pull for the second week of June this magical energy of the cosmos from these gorgeous sprays, again, from Angelic Celestial Colors, bringing in the intention of expand. And this is really powerful. This came up in the new moon readings. The word being on the bottle is really important. It's really something that brings yet another layer, because when we talk about, we have the water element here off to the side. These are all the sprays that I brought in intuitively for the month with the word flow. We have the cosmos with this word of expand. And so words carry meaning, they carry energy and intention. And so having the word on the bottle, the beautiful property, the fact that water can take on the properties and the intentions of what it's exposed to, just further brings in such a beautiful part of messages that I've been feeling coming in here for solstice, building up to solstice. I talked about the sun tea and some of the other things. So I'm just kind of continuing through that strand of energy, sending this energy out to you. Again, it's not necessary for you to have the sprays to experience that beautiful energy of expansion and the cosmos that we're tapping into here in this transform into abundance energy. So let's get at it. We are going to tap in here with our intention for bringing forward our 5-card spread for the week ahead for the collective. So this is just what we all are bringing to the table to help contribute, to tap in here with intention. No matter when you're seeing this, it's in divine timing, and certainly with collective messages, you're always invited to take what resonates and leave the rest. That's how it works. There's always something in there for you, but if something doesn't resonate as much, certainly you can leave that, and there's always someone there to pick it up. I do love hearing from you every week about how these messages are playing out. Last week with that 5 of Wands for our potential blocker challenge was, we got that one. That was definitely appropriate, I think, in so many ways. So let's now tap into Monday, kicking off the week, see what's coming in to sort of set the tone for the week ahead. 1 card for Monday, please. Ooh, yes, I love it. The Strength card. This is beautiful. And I'm getting all the feels here for myself because, yes, Mama Bear, the strength, the energy to move through the week that I know that I have ahead that's very bittersweet. But, for each of us, bringing in this energy that is a call for finding that balance between the parts of us that are perhaps a little more wild and ferocious and untamed versus the aspects of us that are able to come from a more grounded and graceful place when it comes to how we are moving through things that are coming up. So we'll see where that takes us, but that's a beautiful card to kick off the week. Now, Thursday, we have some flippers here. Thursday is going to represent, beautiful, a potential block or challenge this week. So let's see what's coming up here in terms of a potential block or challenge for the collective this week. Did I say Thursday? I mean Tuesday. Oh my gosh, it's so much, so much. Ace of Pentacles as a potential block or challenge. So we'll feel into the message that's coming through there with that gorgeous card. Wednesday is going to represent our midweek blessing. Midweek blessing. Now, of course, we will roll into the messages for each of these cards on the Sharecast. I'm going to share a little bit about the astrological weather this week. Then we'll start going through Monday through Friday, one at a time. So I'll have a bunch of quick videos that you can tune in. I know some people like to watch them day by day. Some like to watch up front and then revisit on the back end of the week or whenever you feel called. So that's where we're headed after this portion for the card pull. Wednesday, our midweek blessing. There we go. Eight of Wands. So interesting. We start with an 8 and we have another 8 coming in here with this 8 of Wands. I love this card. That's really powerful for things getting moving and action and happening. And also it always reminds me of kind of noting what's in the rear view mirror as we move forward. But there's definitely a quickening there. We'll have to take a look there and see what's coming in astrologically this week that could be bolstering that. Because I know today's energy with Mars and Taurus is definitely a slower moving energy. So this could be a nice midweek pickup. We'll see how that goes. Thursday, graduation day, is how we are growing this week. How are we growing? I just got that Empress to wink at me again. I saw that Empress earlier with these flippy cards. Let's see, Thursday. Of course, this was graduation day. All the feels, the reflections, the nostalgia, the simpler times, children, the memories, so very much. When we are witnessing milestone events, right? When we are witnessing rites of passage that we have as a part of our collective, whether they're ours or someone else's, it brings to mind for us our experiences of those things, or the ones that we didn't experience, or everything in between. So there's definitely a reflective, nostalgic energy that also can bring a lot of healing and brings us into that heart, into the feels and flow for sure. So we'll see about that growth that's taking place here. And then finally, Friday, we will wrap it all up with a final tarot card and then our oracle message. There we go. Gorgeous. This card came up in a couple of personal card pulls for the new moon, and it was really powerful because it is this is the Judgment card, awakening. Look how beautiful. And I love that we start and end the week with major arcana cards, significant stops along the way on our Fool's journey that take us from summoning that inner strength, taming the beast within, to stepping out and expressing it fully and authentically. Like, yeah, that's right. I do have a ferocious or untamed side, and it has a role to play, and it is a part of all that brings me to this place that I now unapologetically step out and shine. So I love that. We'll dive into that for sure. Let's finish it all off here with our Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle card pull. Something coming in here to inspire the season and the buildup we have coming into solstice. Let's get a message here to punctuate the week. One card. There we go. Rot and decay. It festers when left in the shadows. Bring it to life by giving it away. Ooh, I'm intrigued. I love this. This is amazing. So we'll dive into this. It's card 31, which is the reverse of 13, the death card. This is giving me the vibes of the energy of transformation, of the release and the turning over of things. So it's kind of giving me that death energy with the 31, which is 4, which again brings us into the structure or restructuring of things that are being brought down in order to be rebuilt anew, and more. So we will dive into that one for sure. Okay, guys, this is what we've got to work with. I can't wait to dive in. Let's roll into it over on the Empowerment Sharecast. It's on the free Marco Polo app. Again, if you're seeing this over on any of my social media spaces, please join us. It's free. It's fun. If you would like a personal card pull, please feel free. You can quick reply to this message on the Sharecast or send me a message in whatever way works for you, and I'll be moving through those card pulls as we get into the week. All right, guys, can't wait to dive in. Let's go take a look. Many blessings. All right, let's kick things off with the energetic weather that is moving through this week with a couple of aspects I want to highlight. I mentioned that today, as I'm recording this, June 9th, we have Mars in Taurus. So this is where we may be feeling called to slow down and focus on establishing a solid foundation and to really refine what we're working towards, because earthy Taurus is that grounded sign that's meeting with this fiery planet of Mars. So Mars in Taurus is not the most energetic placement, but it can help us to move into a state of refinement, kind of going over things. So we may find ourselves refining those smaller details, or maybe looking over the foundations that we've set. This feels really aligned with some of these cards that we've got. Like I said, for one, I think our Wednesday card, speeding things up and getting some movement, might be, kind of in response to the energies we're feeling here. But also that last card we got, the rot and decay, which is a 31 energy, bringing us into 4. And that 4 is the number of the foundations and going over things and how they are all structured. So again, I'm feeling some connection that depending on what that rot and decay is bringing forward for us about going over things and, maybe releasing, letting go things that we can pay forward or that others find valuable, perhaps even. So yeah, slow and steady is the motto here, where we're being encouraged to really fine tune things. And also there's a nod to focusing on sustained health and well-being. So this isn't about fad diets or like workout routines, but really some long lasting healthy habits that could be something that we're mulling over today or tapping into that energy. So depending on when you hear this, just know that this is an aspect that we've just come through this weekend that is sort of setting us into the week ahead. Now, June 11th, we have Mars square Pluto. Now, this can be a bit of volatile energy that could bubble up. So we could feel some repressed emotions coming to the surface. Anger, restlessness can be around us. So it's time to take a stand. Interesting, because it's Tuesday. It's the day of our potential blocker challenge. So we'll feel into that, knowing that that's going on astrologically when we tap into that Ace of Pentacles as a potential blocker challenge. Now, I just want to highlight a little more detail about how this can show up as a combative alignment, because I think this can really project onto the world stage and to the collective. So Mars square Pluto is generally considered combative, right? That alignment. We have the planet of war and the energy that Mars brings forward with Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth. This can bring some power struggles and unrest. So on the world stage, it does seem to collide with or coincide with protests, aggressive outbursts from governments or its people. So noted, right? We're tapping into the energetic weather from a place of awareness, an objective view to just kind of tap in and see what is available energetically so that we can step into it empowered, right? Again, with our free will choice of how we're going to engage, if we're going to engage, etc. So, this can bring about feelings of extra irritability or frustration, but we can use this energy to help us to get in touch with any anger that we might be harboring, right? It actually brings to our awareness the red flag, the squeaky wheel. This thing actually is really bothering me. It's irritating me. And I'm feeling that irritation to bring it to my intention, as it's a way that I just said, bring it to my intention instead of attention. Interesting. Into my intentions as far as how will I use this anger? This ingredient is bubbling up. It's coming into my awareness as something for me to work my magic with, if we will, in terms of what we are alchemizing, what we are transmuting. So sometimes we really need to get what is in there up and out, especially if these are old resentments and things we're holding on to. So, this can be a good time to tap into some healthy outlets for release, journaling, talking things through, talk therapy, exercising, all those types of things. But if we do experience strong waves of emotion, do try to just, again, witness without judgment, allow yourself to flow through it, use it as an opportunity to really get that up and out. June 14th, we have the Sun conjunct Mercury. So this is going to be Mercury in Gemini, right? So the Gemini party continues. The Sun is in Gemini, Mercury is in Gemini, and there's a conjunction happening here. This is actually a powerful day in the month for self-expression and for communicating what's really on our minds. This is also a great energy day for perhaps starting a journaling practice, or even negotiating a contract. So this is all about communication and clarity in how we are communicating that's being expressed here. Additionally, if you're looking to buy a car or book travel, this can be a good day to bring some clarity and opportunities. That's good news for me because we're still looking for a car in this house since my graduate had a little fender bender last month in her Chariot. And so anyway, noted for myself. And so yes, this is Friday, rounding out our week. So we'll leave it here in terms of that astrological weather. I just always like to add that layer because it is something that is going on behind the scenes, or perhaps unbeknownst, that it really is another tool that you can tap into for insight, guidance, and awareness as you navigate what is coming up. All right, let's dive in to our week ahead messages now. All right, Tuesday is bringing through a potential block or challenge this week through this gorgeous card, which is the Ace of Pentacles. So we see this koi fish and this beautiful energy of something coming in, because aces are new. It's new energy. It's an offering. It's a message. It's something that's coming in around opportunity. And especially as a pentacle, we're talking about money, material, abundance, and manifesting abundance. And yes, finances for sure are highlighted there, as well as all things material, tangible, like our physical health, our personal, our property, all of those types of things, right? Prosperity in general. How is that potentially blocked or challenged this week? Well, some of the ways that the Ace of Pentacles can be, in a disempowered state is around missed opportunities or a lack of foresight, having hesitation, second guessing yourself, a need to pay attention to finances or to potentially realign your goals. So, the things that are cropping up and coming in this week, is there an opportunity for us to sort of reassess, to have this pause? Because like I said, some of this slower energy that we're stepping into as we kick off this week with Mars and Taurus, slow down, focus on establishing that solid foundation, really refining things and going back over them. What I'm feeling is, especially because it's right next to this fast moving Eight of Wands, like let's get things moving, let's go. There's like action happening. Don't miss the bus. I think there could be a sense of, I don't know if it's FOMO for some people, like a fear of missing out or a fear of missing the boat, like missing the opportunity. It even says when we tap into the Tower of Oneness here, grab that pentacle before the koi slides back down beneath the surface, right? So don't miss it, right? It's presenting this opportunity. If you don't take action, if you don't snag it now, it might float to the bottom of the pond and get lost in the muck. I feel some anxiety just thinking that. Oh, whoa, what am I going to miss? What do I not want to miss? I don't want to miss a chance. Now, this could go either way. In some cases, people may be like, yeah, it's time, right? We've got Taurus playing around over here in Mars saying, the bull, but up, kind of like going along, plodding along, slow, stubborn, steady, all that energy. Maybe it's time to grab the bull by the horns and just go for it. Throw a little bit of that caution to wind and go for it. Or some people, it might show up as like a worry that we've missed our chance, and actually, again, that reminder that whatever's meant for me will never pass me by. So, this opportunity that's being presented, it could be many different things. So the key is to watch for signs and pay attention. And then you'll know when it presents itself to you, right? That it feels aligned, it feels right, it feels light, and it feels right. The conditions align. And that's where I see this Wednesday energy coming in with that Eight of Wands. But otherwise, if we're feeling heavy, if we're feeling blocked or challenged, it may be because there's still some things to really go back over and refine. We don't want to be too impulsive there. So, if this one is pinging for you and you want to know more, this could be where, if you would like a personal card pull, feel free to let me know. And if there's a specific area, issue, circumstance that this is coming up around, feel free to let me know and we can tune into that for your personal card pull. But it's a beautiful energy and there's a lot of potential here and opportunity, all in divine timing. But it does show us about these new cycles that are beginning. But you'll note that there's mountains in the background. So there could be some rough terrain. There could be some ups and downs, surely, to get there. But koi fish are known for being very hardy, very resilient. They're powerful animals. They are, in fact, associated with finances. So they can represent, again, that's why this pentacle is really so heavily bringing us into that material abundance, the finances, the investments, your financial or energetic commodities of all kinds. Recognizing, though, that there are going to be ups and downs in various terrains that we move through as we go. It's not necessarily all that smooth pavement that we're about to get into here for Wednesday. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how that's meeting this energy for our midweek blessing. All right, Tuesday is bringing through a potential blocker challenge this week through this gorgeous card, which is the Ace of Pentacles. So we see this koi fish and this beautiful energy of something coming in, because aces are new. It's new energy. It's an offering. It's a message. It's something that's coming in around opportunity. And especially as a pentacle, we're talking about money, material, abundance, and manifesting abundance. And yes, finances for sure are highlighted there, as well as all things material, tangible, like our physical health, our personal, our property, all of those types of things, right? Prosperity in general. How is that potentially blocked or challenged this week? Well, some of the ways that the Ace of Pentacles can be, in a disempowered state is around missed opportunities or a lack of foresight, having hesitation, second guessing yourself. A need to pay attention to finances or to potentially realign your goals. So, the things that are cropping up and coming in this week, is there an opportunity for us to sort of reassess, to have this pause? Because like I said, some of this slower energy that we're stepping into as we kick off this week with Mars and Taurus, slow down, focus on establishing that solid foundation, really refining things and going back over them. What I'm feeling is, especially because it's right next to this fast moving Eight of Wands, like let's get things moving, let's go. There's like action happening. Don't miss the bus. I think there could be a sense of, I don't know if it's FOMO for some people, like a fear of missing out or a fear of missing the boat, like missing the opportunity. It even says when we tap into the Tower of Oneness here, grab that pentacle before the koi slides back down beneath the surface, right? So don't miss it, right? It's presenting this opportunity. If you don't take action, if you don't snag it now, it might float to the bottom of the pond and get lost in the muck. I feel some anxiety just thinking that. Oh, whoa, what am I going to miss? What do I not want to miss? I don't want to miss a chance. Now, this could go either way. In some cases, people may be like, yeah, it's time, right? We've got Taurus playing around over here in Mars saying, the bull, but up, kind of like going along, plodding along, slow, stubborn, steady, all that energy. Maybe it's time to grab the bull by the horns and just go for it. Throw a little bit of that caution to wind and go for it. Or some people, it might show up as like a worry that we've missed our chance, and actually, again, that reminder that whatever's meant for me will never pass me by. So, this opportunity that's being presented, it could be many different things. So the key is to watch for signs and pay attention. And then you'll know when it presents itself to you, right? That it feels aligned, it feels right, it feels light, and it feels right. The conditions align. And that's where I see this Wednesday energy coming in with that Eight of Wands. But otherwise, if we're feeling heavy, if we're feeling blocked or challenged, it may be because there's still some things to really go back over and refine. We don't want to be too impulsive there. So, if this one is pinging for you and you want to know more, this could be where, if you would like a personal card pull, feel free to let me know. And if there's a specific area, issue, circumstance that this is coming up around, feel free to let me know and we can tune into that for your personal card pull. But it's a beautiful energy and there's a lot of potential here and opportunity, all in divine timing. But it does show us about these new cycles that are beginning. But you'll note that there's mountains in the background. So there could be some rough terrain. There could be some ups and downs, surely, to get there. But koi fish are known for being very hardy, very resilient. They're powerful animals. They are, in fact, associated with finances. So they can represent, again, that's why this pentacle is really so heavily bringing us into that material abundance, the finances, the investments, your financial or energetic commodities of all kinds. Recognizing, though, that there are going to be ups and downs in various terrains that we move through as we go. It's not necessarily all that smooth pavement that we're about to get into here for Wednesday. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how that's meeting this energy for our midweek blessing. All right, Wednesday is our midweek blessing, and we have this awesome depiction of the Eight of Wands. And what I love about this is, I always say, Eight of Wands is one of those cards that the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, it's pretty standard when you see all different versions of this card. They almost all look very similar with those 8 wands that are moving at that sideways pace. Like they look like arrows. I always say arrows in the quiver, or there's this, a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of things moving, and they kind of all have that telltale symbolism. It's pretty straightforward. Not this card, not the Tower of Oneness. We see this beautiful depiction of, and it reminds me a lot of like I was saying in the card pull, like zoom, like we're picking up speed, and it's like objects in the rearview mirror, like we're watching the things that we're moving on from, but there's this quickness, we're coming around the corner hot, right? So yes, midweek blessing. This is a card that's got speed and progress, forward movement, really fast paced. It can speak to air travel, a whirlwind trip, but an opportunity for us to embrace the momentum. Wands are fire. So this is the sparks, the inspiration, those things that light us up, our creativity, that get us moving. So like I said, if we started out this week a little slow, and kind of going over things, this is showing some movement, some forward movement, and sometimes it could be very rapid. And that's one of the things that I've been noticing for many of us, is that when we're talking about this 8 year, and we have double 8 here, right? We have this energy of manifestation, abundance, the infinity energy. Things are happening fast, like lightning fast and furious, like as quickly as we could have been sitting in something where we are just, everything is held up and slow and delays and it's not moving, and maybe we feel various degrees of frustration with that wherever we are in the process of that. Suddenly, one thing shifts, one thing just kind of gets the motor revving, and we're off, and it shifts completely into another lane and on a completely different trajectory. So there's blessings in a lot of the potentiality that we have at this time to really align ourselves, to get aligned with things. And when we shift out of something that's really been creating a block or a challenge, it moves very quickly. So in a good way, so there's that energy for sure about a time where we can find ourselves like really with this vibration of high energy, ideas that are flowing, a lot coming in fast and furious, like I said, but like feeling inspired, riding that vibe while we're in this fast forward mode that can come up, that we can accomplish anything we set our mind to. Like I said, not just me having a graduate this week, but a lot of people are closing out cycles, whether it be graduations or finishing out of chapters or cycles for the season, or however it might be presenting itself to us, that it comes up in a way that feels like motivation or kind of like culmination of all of those aspects coming into a knowingness that like, one of the things that's highlighted here is there's a symbol of autumn leaves that we see here. And it's reminding us to keep our mind open for the changes that may come after riding this rapid energy wave that we're on right now. So this slight shift or this realignment in our energy that could actually create great change in our life. But yeah, great change. And change comes with all levels of feels and frequencies when it comes to how we feel about those changes, ready or not, bittersweet, nostalgic or otherwise. So it really is all just kind of flowing together here this week and tying together with all these beautiful cards that came forward, that this road in the middle of the week, this open road, where does it take you, right? Maybe we don't know, but we're definitely moving quickly. So this road is representing a forward trajectory, and that there's nothing in our way now. No blockages, right? There's a clearing that's here. So really an opportunity for us to go for something, to take inspired action, right? That's what the wands would have us do. So, again, different for everybody, but this is getting on the road. Again, most practical way this could show up, you could be on the road this week. You could be taking a road trip. You could be spending a lot of time on the road. Good news is it doesn't seem like there's traffic. So that's a good thing. All right, let's get into Thursday's energy now. Okay, so with permission, I share with you here a little collage of my biggest baby, my Jillian, who is graduating on this day, Thursday of this week. And I know I've talked about it a bit because it's definitely something that's happening front and center in my world. And we simply cannot make up that the Six of Cups came up for today's energy, Thursday, how we are growing. My goodness, if you take a look at her little graduate photo from pre-K to her graduation photo, that even already as she holds the class of 2024 sign, this picture was taken last summer. It's already been nearly a year since that picture was taken. I share with you this in the spirit of just celebration, of reflection, of acknowledging these with reverence, these moments in our lives, and that no matter what our experiences are with these specific milestones or the different memories that they could evoke in you, and how we may identify with those memories, whether they're happy memories or difficult memories or anything in between, and how that could be showing up for you, think about yourself in these photos, or the photos of your children, or your own experiences, even if you're projecting into the future or you're reaching back into the past. This is something that the Six of Cups does, where we can see this progression of time. So I wanted to share this with you just to kind of set the tone for under the umbrella of the stuff that we can't make up. On my firstborn's graduation day comes the Six of Cups. So let's get into it. All right, so Thursday, Six of Cups, the card of nostalgia, of memories, of childhood, of the passage of time. We see the snapshots, the friendship bracelets, the dried flowers, all of it, the postcards, the locket, so many beautiful symbols that mark this idea of the passage of time, and marking these experiences as all such a part of this fool's journey that we are all taking. And it's really beautiful. It's reflective. It's emotional, which the cups would have us be in our feels, in the flow, the water element, which is all about the heart chakra. And so, feel it. We're feeling it, right? And we're letting it flow, because we're best served when we allow this energy to move, emotions, energy in motion, right? And really feeling this energy of circling back over the past, the present, and the future. And it all sort of culminating here in this moment that we can tap into. How are we growing? It's a look back, a reminiscing into the past. Sometimes it's in a longing kind of way of simpler times or memories of childhood or simplicity in general. Sometimes it's very healing to look back and see things that are challenging, and see now through the lens of today, having come through all of those experiences, what I now see when I look back. And it does hit on inner child healing. It also has a lot of karmic tie energy with it. So things that are playing out over time that are bringing forward opportunities for great healing. So it's beautiful. How are we growing? whether these be loving memories, things from the past, or people and situations from the past reappearing in our life, coming around again, which can happen through physical encounters, of course, running into, or people from the past coming around, or receiving emails or contact from people from the past, or coming across mementos or memories that get evoked about those people in the past. I have a feeling when we tap into rot and decay and we talk about the things that are coming from the shadows that were left there and then giving it away, that there could be another nod there and a reinforcement of this energy too, about things coming around again and, how they're serving us now, how they have served, how they can best serve us now. And sometimes it's by releasing and letting go, transmuting, forgiving, all of it, right? So yeah, just a lot of symbolism in this beautiful version that says this could be a good time for you to tap into your inner child, to embrace the freedom and innocence of a child trying something new without adult responsibilities. There's so much excitement. That's the thing. Like, I'm hyper aware of this because I'm shepherding my own child through this period of time. And, I've shared before, many of you, may have heard me say about one of the biggest challenges I've been experiencing over this last year plus is that this is witnessing her coming into a time of her life that was one of the most challenging times of my life. And this day, I was actually looking for my graduation picture when I was going to share with you guys this flashback, but I settled on hers, her pre-K photo. All of the hope and promise and excitement and momentum that was there at the time of, say, my graduation, and the very, very dramatic turn that it took, right? So it just brings up for me a lot. But I'm being given the gift of awareness now to see it through the lens in the rearview mirror. So again, bring this into your life and your own experiences. The things from the past that could be coming back around again that you're feeling, encounters with people today that are evoking in you memories of the past, which could be with those actual people from the past or not. It could be somebody completely different, totally different circumstances. How am I growing? I'm identifying, like, what does this situation, I feel a feeling. What is this feeling? What does it remind me of? And then unpacking it from as neutral and observant of a place as we can. So again, I'm going kind of deep here, but it's such a emotionally packed day and time for me that I'm just feeling that, like I said, and I want to just hold space for anyone who is identifying with that and recognizes opportunity here for a deeper healing. Because it's here. We're receiving a lot of this significant energy that's coming up because this is a time where we are clearing this stuff out. This rot and decay that's no longer supporting, right? That's what's on offer for us to rebuild and restructure in a whole new way. And we're growing through that, right? We're growing through what we're going through. And now we thrive when we flow, when we allow, when we surrender, when we harness this beautiful strength from within. And it all culminates into this awesome card. I'm telling you, I'm saying, think pink, I'm coming out. So you better get this party started. Let's take a look. All right, here we go. We've got Friday coming in here with this awesome card, the Awakening. So I thought I'd cue a little bit of the theme song I was teasing with Pink, Get the Party Started, right? Because I love this card because it really is about stepping out unapologetically. So here I am in all of my fullness, right? Because this is traditionally known as the Judgment card. So we're culminating this week. Started with Major Arcana, ending with Major Arcana. This is card 20 of 21, which means we're almost there. We're almost to completion. We're almost to the world, which is the culmination of it all. So the Awakening card comes in with this reflection on Judgment as the traditional card, which has us looking at the ways in which we have judged ourselves, judged others, We've felt the judgment of others, guilt, shame, blame, all of it. So this is actually the light side that feels so expansive because it's an awakening. It's about understanding, having inner awareness, redemption, positive motives, allowing your spirit to shine. So it's saying that it's not this. Now, this energy from Tower of Oneness is saying not necessarily a sudden epiphany. What you're experiencing is more of a deep awareness that began as a tiny spark of curiosity that made you question who you are and why you're here. Right now, if you saw last week, we tapped in on stars and cards with my soul sis Mila ahead of that new moon in Gemini on Thursday, which was all about the energies of the 6/6 portal, like I talked about with our new beginnings card. She and I tapped in and pulled one of these beautiful Queen of the Moon Oracle cards, and we got the Purity card. And the Purity card, again, this is all part of that YouTube video I shared here in the Sharecast, and it's in my playlist on YouTube as well, of all of our Stars and Cards episodes. This was number 23. We got the Purity card. The mantra for the Purity card was, I know why I do what I do. So again, as we've come through all of this, taming the beast within, of reassessing what we are investing in and how we are valuing ourselves and others and everything in between, as we're making this movement through, this reflection back on the past and everything that's brought us, the many paths and roads that have brought us to this moment of reckoning where we're ready to step out in our fullest expression. And we say, I know why I do what I do. It says, really recognizing that when we began to question, who am I and why am I here? Why do I do what I do? This was the pathway to healing. This is the pathway to awareness, to awakening. Beautiful awakening, right? Waking up, stepping into your awakening. So it really just feels very aligned here in the way that it's coming up to bring forward for us this opportunity of deeper awareness and recognizing that, as we have navigated all of life's trials and tribulations, the judgments, the criticisms that were self-inflicted, came from the outside, or the way that we may have looked down or judged others, ourselves, etc., all of it, that we've learned some valuable lessons, and that the self-reflection that we've been moving through, I know why I do what I do, is allowing it to grow into what we can call here an awakening, right? All of the pieces fitting together, and now you know what to do next. This is what a lot of us have been experiencing with these sudden, again, awarenesses, aha moments, and epiphanies. And a lot of this, the 6/6 portal really opened up an opportunity for us to tap into that to the extent that sounds familiar to you and you can relate. It's like once it hits, like I said, something that was previously held up, blocked, delayed, it actually is something that ends up being a quick shift, a very quick shift, and a coming out of sorts, right? So we have this energy that's coming in with this awakening card to sort of punctuate this whole powerful second week of June that we're talking about, coming ups and downs through everything, because once again, this is a card that demonstrates the mountains in the background, right? The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys, and everything in between that are all a part of this fool's journey that our souls came here to take. Oh, we're still out here. That our souls all came to have this experience, to experience it all. So again, I know big messages is we're just talking about the week ahead, like what's going on, what can we expect? Expect big things, because this is a big time that's all about expansion, right? What did we say? Here we go. This is how we know. Did you see the card pull? Do you know that I brought in these energies as we began, right? Wanting to bring in the energies of expansion. And here we now bring in the third eye chakra to open up our intuitive eye, to our inner knowing, to a return to that higher awareness that transcends the blockages of the ego and this disempowered state where we may have felt not good enough or that we didn't have enough. Who am I to shine? I like to say that's when we're asked, who am I not to shine? I come here to live this unique lifetime, bringing forward all of my individual gifts, my stories, my abilities, everything that's culminated in my Six of Cups reflection, in order for me to bring forward my unique spark of creation into this world. Who am I not to shine? Who am I to hold back and not express all that I have to contribute and share that is uniquely mine? And I know why I do what I do, right? So beautiful. I'm getting goosebumps. So this really does feel very, very powerful. Being ready now to embrace this higher level of consciousness. This is an awareness that may require you. This brings us back into a little bit more of that beginning of the week, the pentacles, the practical, the Taurus energy and Mars that we were talking about. It may require you to make changes in your life, but you can make these adjustments with ease, knowing that you are doing the right thing. Purge yourself of any residual guilt or sadness. They don't serve you anymore. Accept the lessons you've learned and let go of any self-judgment. It's beautiful. And, it's mentioning here that the gorgeous symbolism of this version with this outstretched hand is saying you are reaching your hand upwards in acceptance of higher knowledge and divine perspectives. So, and also the wings that we see there around these gorgeous orbs of light represent archangels welcoming you to safety, security, harmony, and clarity, coming from this place of neutrality and love, unconditional love. And look what I'm saying. Okay, I love a matchy-matchy. We'll zoom in. I love a matchy-matchy. And you see those wings? And here they are on these gorgeous bottles of Metatron's cube and the energy of the archangels' wings spreading and welcoming you. So again, this is what I mean when I say you don't need the physical spray, because we've already infused it in here. And our energy, our collective energy, look how powerful we are. We're not even physically together. We're bringing in intention, and we're able to manifest this beautiful physical depiction of the energies that are coming through for us to tap into. So it's really, really beautiful. Never stops being amazing for me. Never gets old. I love it. Again, I always love to hear from you guys, like how these messages are resonating for you. And again, it can come through any number of ways. It doesn't have to be this big, massive expression in this, overtly magical way. It can be much more practical and everyday. That's just as magical. So with that, let's finish up everything with our final card coming in here from the Seasons of the Witch, Litha Oracle message. All right, here we go. Our final card for the week ahead, collective energies. It is from the Seasons of the Witch, Litha Oracle. And we have this card of rot and decay. Card 31 that says, it festers when left in the shadows. Bring it to life by giving it away. Now, I mentioned in the card pull, I noticed right away that 31 was the inverted 13, which is the death card of the tarot, the major arcana card of transformation that starts with that energy of picked clean to the bone, that all that no longer serves is falling away, that we're shedding these skins. So I feel very strongly that we're going to find that this message is sort of emanating that as well. So as we look into the messages coming in around this card to support us this week, it does talk about the cycles of life and death, sacrifice for the greater good. And the message that's coming in, and oh my gosh, it's on page 113, you'll see down here. So I'm definitely getting that 13 energy, the 113 jumping out for card 31. It says, flowers can't bloom forever. And even the summer experiences death, decay, and the need to sacrifice small parts for the health of the whole. It may seem like a waste on the surface, but Mother Nature knows what she's doing, and nothing dies in vain. Some fruits and vegetables will fall to the ground and rot. Their sacrifice offering nourishment that makes for the most fertile soil. The more fruitful your life is, the more you have to sacrifice. With abundance also comes the need to shed what is weighing you down, has been forgotten, or wasn't sweet enough for your harvest. Rot and decay reminds you that abundance doesn't mean you need to have everything, for that would no longer be abundance, but greed. Rather, it means you have more than enough for the way you wish to live. If you find you are carrying too much, receiving this card is your sign to leave something behind in service of your greater good. Consider how you may be spreading yourself too thin, focusing on things you aren't passionate about, or holding on to old ideas that are no longer facilitating your growth. Don't allow the need for more to weigh you down in fear that your good favor will run out or that there won't be another chance. There will always be another season of harvest. Wow, that is perfect, because I was just kind of seeing in my mind's eye each of these cards as I was sharing that, first and foremost, starting with the flowers. They can't bloom forever. This card of nostalgia and recollection shows the dried rose. It's funny because, again, this is all just so relevant to me and what's happening in my world. My daughter, of course, had her senior prom a couple weeks ago. She had this beautiful bouquet, and she had thought about wanting to preserve it and what can I do? And I was telling her, of course, I have like an old shriveled up corsage in a cedar box in the basement, because back in the day, we would get these cedar boxes that you could keep your mementos in, which is totally all this energy, of course. And in it, I have this dried up, yellowed white rose, that was my beautiful corsage at the time from that magical day in my life, all those things. And like I said, whether those things were in fact magical for one or not, whether you even experience that, I'm just bringing in these different real life elements and aspects that are coming up for me as one member of our collective that I'm sharing with you to hopefully inspire. How is this coming forward for you? But I love the connection of these cards and that mention. And then over here, for sure, that Ace of Pentacles and the energy of what we've invested in and what we've been holding on to and saving for and all of that, and whether it's still serving or if we're carrying too much, and recognizing that abundance doesn't mean holding on to everything, because that would be greed. We're talking about sharing and expansion and expression and so much more. So I feel like this card really put a beautiful punctuation mark, and it does bring us into rot and decay in terms of how it serves, how it creates. It's a sacrifice, those things that we release, let go, shed, that actually helps to nourish the soil. And again, if we're talking in nature, of course, nature speaks, and it inspires us to see the soil of our own spiritual gardens and how they can be nourished by that which has already passed, which has served its purpose, that we can now release and let go with love and gratitude, and allow it to serve once more as that fertilizer for the new that we are bringing forward. So it's beautiful. All right. I love this. I hope these messages have resonated for you. I'm feeling some inspiration to expand on some of these things, perhaps as the week goes on. We'll see. I'm still catching up on all the things. We had a big, busy week blowing right out the gate for June with our month ahead, the Empowerment Pack, the new moon. But this week, maybe, as I get caught up, of course, I say that, but I know I'm going to be very busy with my personal stuff with the graduation and such. So all in divine timing, I'll pop on as the spirit moves me. But in the meantime, I do love to hear from you. If you would like a personal card pull this week, feel free to request that in any way that works for you. Share with me maybe what's resonating with you, what's been coming up for you. But in the meantime, sending you all so much love and many blessings. Have a beautiful week.